Welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah.
This time, we're going to be looking at a talk called To Be a Follower of Christ. It's by Elder Alfred Kyungu.
Right.
Now, you might be thinking, hold on, I'm not particularly religious.
Sure.
But stick with us, because Elder Kyungu's message is all about character traits.
Right.
Powerful character traits that anyone can benefit from.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be taking 4 qualities that he highlights and see how we can apply those lessons to become better versions of ourselves.
I like that.
So we're going to kind of move beyond just the strictly religious context here and really unpack these qualities as universal tools for personal growth.
That's what we're going to try to do.
Okay, so the first quality that Elder Kyungu talks about is humility.
Okay.
And he uses a really interesting example to illustrate this. He points to Jesus, even before his mortal life, choosing to put God's will first.
So even in the pre-mortal existence, this idea of putting something greater than himself first.
It suggests that humility isn't about being meek or self-effacing.
Right.
It's about recognizing...
It's about recognizing a bigger picture.
Yeah.
And choosing to act in service of something greater than yourself.
And that really connects to the benefits of humility that Elder Kyungu goes on to describe.
Okay.
He links humility to a sense of peace.
Right.
Which makes sense if you're not constantly battling for the spotlight.
Yeah, if you're not always looking out for number one, you
Yeah.
can kind of relax and feel that peace.
But he also talks about how humility allows us to be more receptive to God's grace. It's key.
Yeah.
It's almost like by stepping back and acknowledging our own limitations, we open ourselves up to a power beyond ourselves.
Absolutely. I think that's such a crucial part of it.
And there's this beautiful idea from Elder Dale G. Renlund that Elder Kyungu quotes. Renlund says, "Individuals who walk humbly with God remember what Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ have done for them." I think what's so powerful about this is that it connects humility to gratitude.
I think that's a great point.
Like, thinking about all the good that others have done for you helps us stay grounded and keeps our ego in check.
It's so easy to get caught up in our own little world, right?
Right.
And forget that we are who we are because of so many other people.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, how often do we take the good things in our lives for granted?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
And how could shifting our focus to gratitude actually change the way we interact with the world and the people around us?
If you think about it, when we're consumed by our own needs and desires, it's so easy to become self-centered, demanding. But when we cultivate gratitude, it naturally softens us.
It really does.
It allows us to see the value in others and appreciate their contribution.
It's like gratitude almost forces you to acknowledge that you're not the center of the universe. There are forces and people around you who contribute to your well-being.
Yeah, and I think that shift in perspective is at the heart of true humility.
Absolutely.
So
moving on from humility, the next quality that Elder Kyungu dives into is courage.
Okay, courage.
And the example he uses here is incredible.
Oh, really?
He talks about the story of 12-year-old Jesus teaching learned doctors in the temple.
I love that story.
It's such a powerful image.
It is.
This young boy, not even a teenager yet, confidently engaging with seasoned scholars, holding his own in theological debates.
You can almost picture the scene.
Right.
These older, experienced men being challenged by this young boy's insights.
Yeah, it really makes you think about how courage isn't about age or physical strength.
Right, it's about something deeper.
It's about something much deeper.
Yeah, and Elder Kyungu brings it down to a more personal level.
Okay.
By sharing his own experience with fear.
Okay.
He talks about serving his mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo and facing a very real threat.
Oh, wow.
From bandits who are disrupting travel.
Yeah.
Putting the missionary safety at risk.
Wow, that must have been incredibly scary.
It was a difficult situation.
Yeah, can't imagine.
He even considered stopping all travel for a while.
Really?
To protect the missionaries.
Yeah.
But then he receives counsel from Elder Kevin Hamilton.
Okay.
Who quotes this powerful verse from 2 Timothy 1:7.
Okay.
For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
Wow.
So in the midst of all that fear and uncertainty, that verse gave him the courage to continue.
And I think that's such a key takeaway for all of us.
Right.
True courage isn't the absence of fear.
Yeah, it's about acting in spite of fear.
Right.
Guided by a higher purpose.
It's not about being fearless.
Right.
But about letting your values and your sense of purpose drive your actions.
Yeah.
Even when you're afraid. And that courage can manifest itself in so many ways.
Oh, yeah.
It could be speaking up for what you believe in, even when you know you might face opposition.
Yeah, standing up for what's right.
Or maybe walking away from a situation that compromises your integrity.
Absolutely.
Or maybe it's just showing up authentically as yourself, even when you feel vulnerable or insecure.
Yeah, just being you.
Yeah.
The key is recognizing that courage is a muscle.
Oh, I like that.
That needs to be exercised.
Yeah.
The more we practice it, the stronger it becomes.
So true.
Yeah.
So we've talked about humility and courage.
Yeah.
And now Elder Kyungu shifts gears to talk about forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
And to illustrate this quality, he uses the story of Jesus forgiving the woman taken in adultery.
It's such a powerful story.
It is.
It really highlights that transformative power of forgiveness.
Yeah.
Both for the person being forgiven and the person offering forgiveness.
It's not just about letting someone off the hook, right?
Brother.
It's about creating space for growth and change.
Exactly.
Like in the story, Jesus doesn't just prevent the woman from being stoned.
Right.
He encourages her to go and sin no more.
Yeah.
Prompting a change in her heart and ultimately leading her to glorify God.
It's not about condoning what happened.
Yeah.
But it's about, breaking that cycle of negativity.
Right.
Opening up the possibility for something better.
And to take it a step further,
Yeah.
Elder Kyungu brings in a quote from President Russell M. Nelson.
Okay.
Who said that the Savior's gift of forgiveness allows us to forgive even those who haven't sought forgiveness or taken responsibility for their actions.
It's a hard one.
That is a really challenging idea.
Yeah.
It suggests that forgiveness isn't conditional on the other person's behavior. It's an internal act that we choose for our own well-being.
Yeah, holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Yeah.
It's a burden that we carry that ultimately weighs us down.
What's interesting is that by choosing to forgive, we're not necessarily saying that what the other person did was okay.
Right.
We're simply choosing to release the negative energy that's holding us back.
It frees us.
Yeah.
It allows us to move forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind.
It makes you wonder, is there someone in your life that you need to forgive? And what might that act of forgiveness do for you?
Yeah.
How might it shift your perspective or free up emotional energy?
That's a good question.
That you could be using elsewhere.
Yeah, often the person we need to forgive the most is ourselves.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
We can be so hard on ourselves for past mistakes. Learning to extend that same forgiveness to ourselves can be incredibly healing.
Yeah, I think it paves the way for greater self-compassion and growth.
Okay.
So we've covered humility, courage, and forgiveness.
Right.
Now Elder Kyungu moves on to the final quality he wants to highlight.
Yeah.
Sacrifice.
And a sacrifice.
And of course, he starts with the ultimate sacrifice.
Yes.
Jesus Christ giving his life for humanity. It speaks to the depth of love and compassion.
It's hard to wrap your head around that level of selflessness.
I know, to willingly endure suffering for the sake of others.
To bring this concept of sacrifice down to a more relatable level,
Okay.
Elder Kyungu quotes President M. Russell Ballard, who taught that sacrifice is a demonstration of pure love.
I like that.
It suggests that sacrifice isn't just about giving something up.
Yeah, it's about expressing love through our actions.
And he goes on to give some practical examples of sacrifice. Things like ministering, serving others, doing family history work.
Yeah.
But these can all be translated into everyday actions that we can all relate to.
Right.
Like maybe it's volunteering your time at a local soup kitchen.
Sure.
Or helping an elderly neighbor with their groceries.
Or even just choosing to spend quality time with your family.
Yeah.
Even when you're tired and you have other things you could be doing.
It's about making those conscious choices to prioritize what truly matters.
Right.
Even when it requires effort or letting go of something else.
And I think the key here is that sacrifice doesn't have to be this grand, dramatic gesture.
Right.
It's often those small, consistent acts of love and service that make the biggest difference.
So what are some small but meaningful sacrifices that you could make today to show love to those around you?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a phone call to a friend who's going through a tough time,
Yeah.
or offering to help a coworker with a project.
Or just being present with the people you love.
Yeah.
Putting away your phone and really listening to what they have to say.
Yeah, it's amazing how those seemingly simple acts can be so powerful.
They really can. And they kind of create a ripple effect, right?
Yeah.
Inspiring others to do the same.
Like, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
Maybe by embodying these qualities of humility, courage, forgiveness, and sacrifice,
right,
we can actually start to shift the energy around us.
It all starts with us, right?
It really does.
And it brings us back to Elder Kyungu's main point, which is that, by cultivating these Christ-like qualities, we become better versions of ourselves.
Right.
And make a positive impact on the world around us.
And while these qualities are inspired by the example of Jesus Christ, they really are universal principles that can benefit anyone.
Absolutely.
Regardless of their religious beliefs.
And I think that's what makes this talk so powerful.
Yeah.
It transcends that purely religious context and offers practical guidance for personal growth that anyone can apply.
And that's what we've tried to do in this deep dive.
Yeah.
Take these powerful ideas
and
explore how they can be integrated into our daily lives.
It's a journey, right?
It is.
Personal growth is a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
It's ongoing.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process of self-reflection.
Learning, striving to be a little bit better each day.
And sometimes all it takes is a little inspiration and some practical guidance to get us moving in the right direction. Absolutely. And for those who want to dive even deeper into Elder Kyungu's message, we've included a link to his full talk in the show notes.
Awesome.
It's definitely worth checking out. And as always, we encourage you to continue reflecting on these ideas, see how they resonate with you.
What stands out to you?
Yeah.
What's one small step you can take this week to embody one of these qualities?
Yeah, that's a great question to ponder.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Of course.
We hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.